Hey. Okay, so today's video, I'm going to be working on my gorgeous partner. Obviously, you can't see her, so I don't know why I described her as gorgeous, because you can't actually see that she's gorgeous, but okay. Anyways, so I'm just taking some brush on glue and I'm applying it just to the tip of her nail, and I'm just taking that tip and I'm rocking it on. I'm not applying too much pressure. You don't want to be forcing it down. You don't want to be pressing too hard. You just want to naturally let the glue do the work, if that makes sense. I'm now taking my 100 by 180 grit file and I'm just shaping that tip up a bit more. I then went in with my sanding bands to try and blend the tip into the natural nail, and I don't think I like using my drill to do this. Personally, I don't know if it's because I've worked with a hand file for so long that I've gotten used to it. So now when I use a drill, I just feel like it's not doing it as well as a hand file. Do you get what I mean? I just feel like it wasn't blending that tip the way I'm used to. And that might be because of wow, it might be because of how long I have been working with a hand file for. So anyways, I still go in and I try my best to blend as much as I can with that sanding band. I do end up going in with my hand file anyways, because I'm just not liking how this blend is looking, and if I don't like something, I have to do something about it. That's just me, you know what I mean? Okay, now that we have swiped away all that dust, we're going to go in with our first bead to do our application. And as you guys can probably tell, I like to work with Polygel as if it's acrylic, because personally, as a beginner, I think that really helps me figure out where my apex placement needs to be. It makes me know how much product I need to use. If you guys go on my YouTube channel, you will see that I have 2 videos up of me doing my partner's nails. And I considered that as a nail fail because of how bad the nails look, in my personal opinion. But in those 2 videos, you guys will be able to see how thick the nails are and how bad they are. Obviously, I'm still a beginner, but in that video, I was really a beginner. And I think that I was just getting excited with how much product I was using. And personally, I think this method really helps me with not going overboard with the product and not making the nails too thick. I think thick nails are so ugly, blood. Oh my days, I swear down. Thick nails are literally so ugly. Like, you just because they're thicker, it doesn't mean that they're gonna last longer. They're just gonna take longer to grow out. They're also gonna be harder for you to remove them when it comes to soaking them off. Do you get what I mean? Thick nails are so hard to work with. Also, doing an infill with thick nails, there's gonna be so much product that you're gonna have to file down. Like, you don't want to be Jesus Christ. You don't want to be doing all of that work you don't want to put all that work onto yourself. So you want to try and reduce as much that you're doing throughout that process as much as possible, which is why you want to kind of have like an easy application so that your filing process is as quick as possible, because you don't want to be sitting there spending 2-3 hours filing, you know what I mean? Which is what I was doing. So now that I have reduced the amount of product that I'm applying onto the nail, this has reduced my filing process. So yeah, guys, if you're someone like me who's definitely struggling with reducing the bulk on the nail and you're really struggling with thick nails, I would suggest trying this technique. Just applying the product in smaller beads so that you can actually see how much product is needed for the nail. You'll also actually see how much a little goes a long way. You'll realize that you didn't need all of that product. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, guys, give it a go, see how it works for you, and yeah, girl. Okay, so I like to split my application into 3 beads. As you saw, I did the tip bead, apex bead, and now I'm going in with the cuticle bead. Now, personally, my cuticle area needs some work. I definitely know that for sure. I think I'm pushing that product I'm pushing the product up into the cuticle way too much. I think I needed to leave more of a gap between her skin and the product. Like, can you see like how far I pushed it up? I don't think I needed to push it up all the way up there. So if I do her nails again next time, I'm gonna try and stay a bit away from that cuticle area, just so there can be a gap between her skin and the product, because as you guys can see, there's like literally like no gap whatsoever. Obviously, I've been doing my nails like this for the past few months and I haven't had any lifting, but at the same time, that's not to say that my client won't have any lifting. Because my client isn't me. So I can't say that because I haven't had any lifting that my client won't. Because I can't guarantee that, because she isn't me. So I need to perfect my cuticle area so that I can, my clients can have a nice cuticle area too. You know what I mean? Here, I'm just filling in that side wall because I think it was a little bit thin. And the same way when you're working with acrylic, if the nail is thin, you'll go in with another bead. That's the exact same thing that I do with polygel. Obviously, it's not a powder form, it's in a tube. I can't necessarily like just pick up a bead. So obviously I squeeze it out of the tube, place it where I want it to be, and then I just pat that product in and filling in whatever gaps that I need to fill. So you basically just use polygel like it's acrylic. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, that's basically it. Once I have patted this bead in the way that I want it, I'm going to get my client to put her hand in the lamp for a full cure so that we can start the filing process. If you guys couldn't tell already, I'm a beginner. and I use my partner as like a test dummy, and I like try out all the new methods and techniques that I want to try out on her, because I wouldn't want to try this out on a paying client. So I use my partner, and I'm basically testing out the ceramic, I didn't even say it right, what the hell is Krypton, ceramic drill bits that are on Amazon. And I've been seeing a lot of nail techs use these bits. Who off the top of my head, Femi Beauty, who else uses this bit? I think Infinity Nails uses the 5-in-1 drill, Kyra Sky drill bit. Who else have I seen? I don't know off the top of my head, but all of them nail techs, I've seen use these Krypton bits. So I thought, do you know what, let me invest in these bits. And I'm not sure if it's because of how close I got to the cuticle area why I'm finding it hard to work with, because I don't know if you guys can see that, but my cuticle area is looking quite crusty. Like, literally how it looks on camera is how it looks in person. Like, and my cuticle area always looks like that, even when I work on my practice hand. And I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It might be me applying it too close to the cuticle, or maybe I'm using too much sip solution at that point, because I work with acetone as a sip solution. Maybe I'm using too much, or I'm not quite sure what it is, but the cuticle area, as you can see, is looking quite crusty, and I want to fix that before I start taking people's money. That's just me, innit? Like, personally speaking, I don't want to take someone's money if I'm unable to do their cuticle area right. That's just me. So yeah, this is why I'm practicing on my girlfriend, to basically perfect the things that I think I need to work on before I start taking people's money, basically. When I buff the nail, especially if I'm going to be using doing a gel polish design, I like to buff the nail with some cuticle oil, because it makes the surface nice and matte and ready for a gel polish application. So yeah, just a little tip, use some cuticle oil to matten up that surface area of the nails.